With pivots, it's often important what the sort order is and how much information you show. So just as an example, we've got a pivot here. You'll see we've got milestones. When I open them up, we can see the clients that are in that milestone. So firstly, you can see that this order doesn't quite flow logically. Secondly, if we open this up, there's tons and tons of information, and maybe we just want to focus on, for example, the top items. So just so we can see everything in one go, I'm going to right click and I'm going to say expand entire field. So now we've got that. Now we generally prefer to work in tabular form, so I'm going to go and just set the layout to tabular form. So we've got that. So the first thing we can do is if I click in one of these, I can click on the drop down. You'll see there's some items in terms of sort options. Before we do that though, if I go to value filters, you'll notice there's a useful thing here called top 10. What this allows me to do is to say, of these clients, I don't actually want to see every one of them. I only want to see the top, or maybe it's the bottom, 10 or any other number, items. And then importantly, it's based on what. So I'm going to use the pre-VAT quoted total. When I say OK, you'll see it immediately only shows 10 items per milestone. So that's quite useful. It means that next month when I refresh, I'll only get to see the top 10 items. You'll see here the sort order is not quite right. So what we can do as well, same place, click there. I'm going to say I want to sort it. If I choose A to Z, Z to A, it will then use the spelling of the person's name. If however I go to more sort options, you'll see I can specify that I want it, for example, in descending, not based on their name, but rather on the same item we did the top 10 on. So when I say OK, you'll see it's now also in size order. So that allows us to only see some of the clients and in a certain order. Occasionally the sort order is not going to be very easy to do. So for example, just based on the spelling, this may be difficult to get into a sort order. So that's where we can, if you right click, you can see that under sort, if we go to more sort options, the one that's almost there by default is one called manual. What manual means is anything that's closed, perhaps I want it to always be at the very bottom here. So I can right click on it. When I say move, I get a whole bunch of options, and I'm going to say move closed to the end. So when I click on that, you'll see that entire section moves right to the end. And we can then work through these and say, well, maybe a new lead should be the first thing that we see. And we can get it into an order that makes sense to us so that we can look at this in a meaningful way. So perhaps if I then collapse the entire field, I can see new leads where we've communicated with them, where we've quoted them. Blank, maybe that shouldn't be there. So let's get rid of the blanks and closed. So I can now look at a summary in a logical order, and then if I want to know where the new leads are from, I can open it, and at the moment we should get the top 10 leads we've looked at, or you could have them all.